I can't give you the money and now go say, yes, but what am I supposed to do? My younger brother needed that money or else he wasn't going to have registration. Well, now you don't have an interview to attend to.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode on the Serious Hangout. Today, with me, I have John Luanda. Welcome, John.
Thank you, thank you.
And Victoria Luanda. Thank you. John Luanda. So, today's discussion is based on black tax. It's like a sibling discussion, just unpacking the pros and cons as well as the boundaries that we need to set when it comes to black tax. John, can you just take us through who you are, a brief background on what you do, and yeah.
Thank you for having me, Joyce,
Okay.
aka Tati. So my name is John Wanda, as she said. Ambitious, grew up in Olish Bay, raised by my grandmother. Typically, as known in the African household, with my cousins and sisters and brothers. Later, finding myself in Windhoek, where I joined the financial industry in the sense of banking specifically. You can check me out on LinkedIn. In total, I've been in the scene for well over a decade now. That is employment sector now. And yeah, that's where I want to end my introduction.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Victoria?
Hi, I am Victoria, known as Ndishi Luanda. So basically, I'm the go-getter of the house. I am the dream chaser. Yes, I was also born and raised in Walfish Bay, beautiful coastal town. I am in the maritime industry. I worked there for 5 years in the industry, currently going on 6. So that's basically me in a short nutshell.
Oh. She's also the CEO of Braca Drops, where in this creator space, she creates personalized, intimate settings. We have another video on this, so please do watch the video and see how she unpacks what she does. She's also on Instagram. Do follow her and see what she does. As well as John Wanda, he is the managing director of Independence Butchery, a wonderful butchery in the coastal town of Wolfish Bay, to be specific, in a suburb called Quisatmund. So yeah, it is on Instagram as well. The page, it's called Independence Butchery. If you need any meat, any wonderful fresh cut meat, do watch out on their socials. Yeah, and if you're in Wolfish Bay, if you find yourself in the coastal town or visiting the coastal town, please do feel free to reach out to them and see how they can assist you. Yeah. So just to start, we all grew up together, so we are siblings. So that's why it's a sibling discussion today. We're just gonna unpack black tax as it is. We have all experienced black tax, especially when you start working. You're like, what is this? So it's one of those things that once you start working, you just have pressure of giving. I think solicited and unsolicited, because you don't. Sometimes you approve it, and sometimes it's just you have to contribute for a wedding, a funeral, or something that's happening at home. So what's your take on black tax?
Well, black, because it has become a culture within the black people.
Okay.
Ordinarily, you know that blacks don't really limit themselves in terms of the number of kids or children they will have.
Yeah.
So then, in your typical household, you will have 10, 10 children
Okay.
born out of mother and father.
Yeah.
Maybe not 10, but 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
But not your.
Our grandmother had 10. So
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So then, because of that, then the first one that makes it out of the house,
yeah.
most likely the oldest one or one of the oldest ones, the expectation has been that you should always plow back into your siblings.
Oh yeah.
That is to help pay perhaps for the last bonds, school, tuition. You're basically taking care of them. Or even sometimes when you are old enough and you're the first one to get married, for example, then they gift you a child even to say that this one is yours. So that can be from your brothers or any faraway cousins.
Okay.
So that is in essence, it's a Ubuntu culture amongst the black community. But that has been interpreted now as a black tax kind of a thing, because you are expected to fulfill that.
Okay.
Or to come and stand in and support and financially help those that are not able to, so that those ones, if when one day also they are not able to, when they are able to, they also return the favor to the ones around them. So in today's context, really, it has become a thing of now. Just even though the households are starting to slowly but surely now spread out, there's still the reporting back to the main one.
Okay.
And in that reporting means that people are normally brought together by either funerals or weddings.
Yeah.
So in that during those events,
Yeah.
the expectation is always that you must help.
Contribute.
Yeah, you must contribute. So not so common, I know, in the other cultures, especially in the Western cultures. For their instance, if you break away or you start your own family, the expectation is you take care of your family. That's it. Not take care of your brothers, sisters, what, and your cousins and so forth. So it's a necessary evil. So it's not a good thing. It's a bad thing,
Okay.
but it's not unnecessary.
Okay.
Yeah. Perhaps the thing is the bigger question to ask would be, to what extent must you bend to 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 assist?
That's true.
Yeah.
That was.
So yeah, because you can always say no.
Yeah.
They can always look at you in a negative way.
Yeah.
But then that would be the result, or rather the con of standing your ground.
Yeah, but I think it goes back to, in as much as I agree with you, I would say that sometimes you're called to contribute and you don't. We had an incident last year where we had to all, pull together and contribute for a certain event. And to a certain degree, some people felt that it was unnecessary because you don't really know the person, but then you still make effort to contribute. That's how it is. That's a culture. You do make effort to contribute, but then is it, or rather would I say that we should probably refrain from making it a necessity or like a mandatory thing, as opposed to giving people options? Because in in as much as you want to say no, you said you do have the option to say no, but in reality, you being told that there's a funeral or there's a wedding, you have to contribute, and you're like, no. You know how it is in the black community.
Emotional blackmail
Yeah.
that comes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They will be pushed back. If you remember correctly, not everyone contributed.
Yeah. Fair
Yeah. So
enough.
so what? It will pass. It will come to pass.
Mm.
As long as you know that no one is close enough to you to make your life miserable,
Yeah.
even if they do the blackmail. I mean, what, you move on. So it's really one of those things that you should think about it carefully first and foremost. I mean, if it's your close sibling, I mean, it's a different scenario, but you should always assess. You should always know about that. And perhaps the reason why we contribute or are willing to contribute is because we know that we can. Also, we can help. It's not as if you go broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount is always flexible. You can really tell them that, no, I can't give this, I can only give this.
I think the issue is not also really about knowing that we can, because we know we can, but some of the parties felt, why should I?
Yeah.
Why I don't know this person at a personal level like that. But then the elders, for instance, maybe had a personal connection. So that now makes it mandatory for us to come through on their behalf. Because let's say in an instance where they are unable.
So now, in that instance, I would think that the reason why they didn't come through is because the person that needed the help was on our level, and the connection is that thing. One must always appreciate that they are more matured. They know maybe when your uncle was going around town, they maybe know that the mother of that one was at one point maybe the girlfriend.
Okay.
So they have a conviction that there is a real possibility. And as much as they are old people, right? They come long. I mean, maybe the time we were born, they were already our age.
Yeah.
So maybe during that time already, it was already mentioned. Maybe the child was denied. So they know for sure that no, there is a likelihood, a high chance. So then they will impose it on you. So yours is to. It's almost one of those things. Is if you because we're a huge group. I mean, mine is always relative to the amount. If it's one of those things that it's a 500, 200, 300 million dollars.
Just to clarify.
So you lose it, you move on. I mean, yeah. I always believe that if someone takes money from me, it's not as big a thing as taking my time. Money I can always replace,
That's true.
but my time is a different thing altogether.
Yeah, that's good one.
So you can just send, but for example, you don't need to be in the organization or the planning or the what. Yeah.
But then this then gets me to ask, like, when do we have, because I think most people don't have open discussions about their financial capacities, you know. In as much as you're a breadwinner, because that's where it comes from, right? If you're a breadwinner, you work, you are kind of made to believe that you have to sustain all your other siblings. And unfortunately then that it like takes you a step back or a few steps back, because instead of saving for, let's say, buying a house, you're paying for your siblings tuition, and which is, in as much as it's okay and and you mean well, the reality of the fact is that we are really behind our peers, you get. So when do we have an open discussion? Because I think, like she said, like Victoria said, that it's kind of an emotional blackmail, or there's emotional attachment to it, because I for instance, if my mom says, you need to contribute for a certain event, and yes, 500 won't get me broke, but that 500 I could have put it somewhere else, which is more useful than contributing for event that I don't really want to contribute for.
Then
You
you don't contribute.
But then it's easier said than done, because like we're circling back to the emotional blackmail. You don't want to disappoint your parents. You don't.
Because I mean,
You
this is a 500
like you said,
million
it's
in something.
No, then maybe
Are able to pay.
lower the amount. Tell them that it's only 150 you can keep.
I think it's not black and white. It's not yes or no. I think there's more to this than just saying
Maybe
I don't
because
want.
he's a, I don't know,
I
maybe
think
because
he's
you're
male.
a guy, so
Yeah,
emotional
No,
blackmail doesn't really, if
yeah.
I say
That's
stuff, it really just comes here. And
you
now
don't
to
really
us,
feel it the
hits
same
like,
way,
it hits deep.
because I think we
like
have that.
when they say what now?
He'll be like, yeah, next time you're the one that's maybe getting married, or your child will
Yeah,
get baptized or some, you know.
Don't worry, I don't need your contribution.
But it's not. That's the thing. It's not always about contribution. It's
yeah.
about showing up, the organizing that you're talking about.
No, it's fine. There
'Cause you know,
are
at the
there
end
are
of the
events
day,
planners that you can hire for that.
because you know, at the end of the day, when people have weddings or something, it's always the people that you. It's not Victoria that's gonna work the hardest in my wedding. You get what I mean? It's those people that you. They always say those people that work around are always the people that you don't even see. The people that's carrying the crate from one house to another. That's making sure those things. The house is clean. And that's where it goes back, because that's the person that you have to contribute for, or something, or the person's cousin. But where do you draw the line? Because it's so easy to get caught up in the gray, because it's like, do I do it, do I not do it, am I, and I don't know, like, probably you don't understand the I just feel like
I think for me, I hear what Ndemo says. For me, if I can't afford it, that's where I draw the line. With
Okay.
something that I can't take on financially,
okay,
or if it's something that I can't take on, I don't have the time to take it on.
But
physically,
I
because
said that now. So, but you guys insisted, but they still come back with the
I
emotional
know,
blackmail.
but
Exactly. So then you just say,
you just have to draw the line. But it's
Exactly.
after a lot of thinking.
yeah,
yeah.
It's a lot of thought process. It's a lot of really trying
trapping
to.
yourself to
You
save
must,
her.
in everything you do, you must put yourself first.
And men are very good at that.
Yeah. So please, first and foremost, you must think about yourself. Am I gonna be able to still have fuel or transport money after giving this? First and foremost.
But then,
If not,
if you're told the last born needs to go to varsity.
the last born.
Yes.
That was born by who?
Our parents, like, and the three of us are working.
If I don't have, I don't have.
Are you
Listen.
gonna have the chance to stay at home?
Yes, because there is no money.
Wow.
Or
But I
must
think
I
you see, that's the
must I
thing.
go do a cash loan now?
And then it's like, okay, you pay the rent. She makes sure the cosmetics and the food is taken care of, and maybe I pay the books.
Yeah.
No, guys, that's totally unrealistic.
But that's
The
expectation.
burden, that burden of for example, the parents expecting the older ones to financially take care of the tuition,
Mm-hmm.
or perhaps maybe even the personal expenses of the younger ones.
Okay.
Those are heavy burdens. See, it will be counterproductive for you to do that, because you know what, it's almost like, unless you are very well off and you don't financially mind, that's the exception. But if in any case you are feeling that 530,000 every month, it's an injustice to you
Yeah.
and to him or the younger one. You know why? Because you'll if that younger one stands out to not respect you or whatever in future,
And that's what happens a lot.
you will be like, wow, okay, so this is, yeah.
This is how. This is the payback.
So
Slap in my face.
yeah, but he didn't ask for it. He's just a minor that wants to that wants to study. And even in that moment, he might even tell you, "Oh, big sister, don't worry. If I one day if I become an engineer, I'll take care of you." But he's saying that because he really appreciates you in that moment. But once he grows up, don't expect now literally that no, he's gonna take care of you. You see, so there's a metaphor that one that I like to refer to. If you are on an island, we are stranded. The name of that island is poverty.
Okay.
Now we must swim from that island to the actual land now, onshore, to where there's riches, or where there is abundant food. We are hungry on this island. We are thirsty. We need to swim and go there. But now, the older one barely learns how to swim, because the only way you can get across is by swimming. The older one barely learns how to swim, and already he can literally only swim maybe a 50 meters, and then he needs to rest while maybe on his back or whatever, then continue again and so forth. Just because the mother and the father saw, oh, you can swim now. But you are like, but I'm still not quite there yet. Let me reach there. No, don't reach there. Take this one with, take that one with.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What happens?
You drown.
Yes, all three of you guys will drown. In fact, when you after drowning, your mother will and
It still goes on.
they will still go on and say like, oh, look at you. How could you take on if you knew you couldn't swim?
That's true. That's really true.
So then you come back, you are also frustrated. You are like, guys, I could have made it.
And I could have sent a launch.
Exactly. So that is the path to financial freedom. You need to build yourself first. You first need to reach a point where you are financially well off.
Yeah.
As long as it takes, you can even take your whole lifetime. It doesn't matter. The point is you are working on yourself first.
That's true.
Yeah. So whatever you give out shouldn't be significant to hold you back on your dream. That's why I keep saying it's not like I'm sending it's a once-off event. It's a wedding.
Okay.
It's a 500. My dreams will not be destroyed or deterred by that 500, unless you're saying I need to send I need to support someone 5,000 each month, for example. Then that's a different kind of obligation.
Yeah, that's true.
So it basically comes from that. Yes.
Can we just dive into monthly commitments? Because I know we had this discussion the other day, and we're talking about how when you commit to a monthly financial commitment, like paying for someone's school or just sending them pocket money monthly, how easy you can get yourself into it, because in the moment you're just like, it's just a 500. It's not gonna kill me. But then my brother mentioned something very profound. He said that once you commit to that, people at first they're grateful, and then they later it's entitlement, because the month that you don't have the money, the month that you say that I'm really pressed, I can't. How do you go about it? Like, what's your experience with that? Have you had such an experience?
I've had some experience.
Okay, just walk us through that.
It's weird because it's more like a favor that you're doing. So it's a favor to say, okay, I'll come through for you.
Yeah.
I'll send you X amount to help with.
Yeah.
Help. It means help.
Yeah.
So in the month that I can't make that commitment, you communicate. And then it's like it's obligation. Like, how are we supposed to come through with a shortfall?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my gosh,
I
was helping. And that's the thing, because people tend to forget that it's help
Mm.
that they're getting, but later it becomes an obligation.
That's true.
You find yourself paying rent for 3 years, and it was supposed to be maybe like a 12 month.
Mm.
Mm.
Did you have any of that experiences? You would like to
Definitely
share?
a lot. I mean, entitlement is a problem, a big one, because if you make anyone used to receiving a certain gift, it could be a free thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to make use of this example, but Valentine's Day, I'll let it be. Anyways, but I think it's human nature that in
Yeah.
any case, if you make them used to every single month you are sending them something or you are paying something on their behalf,
Mm-hmm.
the month that you're not able to, like you said, they will forget all the good you've done. They will focus on the fact that you are not paying for that month.
That's true.
So it comes back to expectations.
Mm.
You really want to manage people's expectations of you,
Mm.
that they don't expect every month I would rather
Yeah.
surprise you at the end of the year with a bigger gift, or even with a lump sum of cash, and be like, oh, listen, I was supposed to actually pay what, but because I don't want to tie myself into a monthly commitment. It's almost like a contract,
Yeah, that's right.
verbal contract. So you enter into a contract, and this person will be expecting you to fulfill that contract.
Yeah.
As much as it's not binding, as much as you even can say only when I can, I'm gonna start off now, but they're not gonna understand
And
when
that's how it always started. Like, I'll give you some this
yeah, yeah.
month.
So even if it's to pay for Wi-Fi, for example,
Mm.
you pay for your parents' Wi-Fi, just know this: you'll be paying for that Wi-Fi for the rest of your life.
It's true.
Yeah,
I know I laugh because
so you wanna share something?
no.
No, okay. So it's one of those things. It's the same as I've also started. I know this because I put these things into practice. We have security guards at work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So every day you go into the parking. Say, hey, so you kind of form some kind of bond.
Yeah.
So then later you maybe on a good day you feel like, you know what?
I'll give you some.
I feel generous today, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm? I'll go to KFC and be like, man, listen, give me extra 4 buckets. These not the big ones.
Yeah.
This small one, 2 piece, 3 piece.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They receive the gift.
Mm-hmm.
They are so happy,
Yeah.
mind you. Next month, around about the mid month,
Mm-hmm.
they will start asking,
That's the very same thing.
Mister, anything maybe today? Oh, we are very hungry, man.
Yeah.
Imagine out of all of the employees, out of all the 100 and something employees, you did it the one time
Yeah.
from a good place.
Yeah.
But now in the middle of the month, out of nowhere, they don't do you any favor, by the way. They are on duty like everyone else. You just do it from the goodness or from your own generosity.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because you did it that one time,
Exactly.
it's almost like you create an expectation. So free things can also come back and
Bite you.
yeah, and bite you.
But it baffles me how something like that can beat you.
Yeah, it really.
Because I at work also, one of the suppliers they always supply stuff to us, and I felt, okay, these ladies are very fast
Mm-hmm.
with service, so let me compensate them just
Okay.
for their service.
Mm.
Now that expectation has been created.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to shop in that shop. Can you imagine?
Imagine.
I don't even want to shop in that shop anymore. It's so bad. Because every time they see me, they just like, no, today I'm not gonna leave you. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're working how?
Exactly.
But I think it's also us, like, yes, in as much as you're being generous, what I found is like you get good service. And because probably we're not so used to good service, when a person actually does their job, like let me say, a car wash or just like she said, good service, your
Yeah.
service is really efficient.
Yeah.
You feel the need to be generous.
Yeah.
And I think that's also us. It comes from us as well. We are kind of guilty, but also we're not entirely guilty because you want to be generous and we're human, so we want to appreciate what we're getting.
Yeah.
But to a certain degree, do we really need to tip these people when they're doing good service? Because it's actually what they're supposed to do.
Mm.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then now you give them the pinky and then they want to take your whole
But I
hand.
think there are instances where, for example, the process takes 2 days.
Mm.
But because you are a loyal customer, she comes to me and says, okay, no, it's fine. I will put in the extra hour or stay later just so I can finish your.
And I think that boils down to customer service because if I have a report due tomorrow and I work 3 hours extra, my boss is not gonna, put some
Yeah, yeah,
extra
yeah.
on my
No, but I
salary
mean,
because
like
of
when
that.
I come in with my request, knowing that it takes 2 days for me to get the good
You as an outside
Yeah.
as
customer
an
now.
outside customer.
Mm.
And then she says, no, it's fine because I know you are a vendor that normally comes here.
Okay.
I will stay the extra so that you can get it tomorrow as opposed to. And then
Yeah,
you
I
just
think
feel like,
it's a little two-sided for me. It's yes, in as much as it's good, but if you wanna give me the service, then because I'm gonna recommend. At the end
Mine,
of the day, whatever you're providing me, I'm gonna tell him that you have good service that will bring you more business. I'll tell the next person, and it's word of mouth. So
yeah, yeah, mine is just this really from all of this, you know. My conclusion is that you shouldn't allow that expectation now to prevent you or to prevent you from being a good person
that's
or
true.
a generous person. If you want to give someone something on their birthday, knowing very well next day you're not ever gonna do that again, do it. Even though maybe next time maybe they will be like, oh, you didn't give my child anything this year. What now? Why? But do it, and don't do it if you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, just stand by it. If you maybe like now you go to the north, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take maybe foodies and whatever to your aunt who's taking care of the grandkids, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you feel like you want to take something, you take.
But next time when you go,
Next time if you go in, you don't want to, don't do it. Just go and say hi. That's it. It's going to be tough. People are going to say, yeah, no, like now with the KFC thing with the security guards.
Yeah.
I just smile it off. I'm just like, you see? But I proceed, knowing very well, even the months that I'm thinking about doing it, I'm like, do I really want to do that?
Yeah,
If anything, they just make you more conscious to the fact of,
that's
if you
really
continue it, then
I remember because I also remember when I was in varsity, my dad would work a lot. He would travel a lot with work, so he would pass by Ventuk a lot. And every time he passed by Ventuk, he would bring me kawanosis,
Mm-hmm.
And I told him one day,
Yeah.
don't bring stuff every time if you can't, because now he feels that expectation has been created, and I just feel no. If maybe he's just passing by and he really has
wow,
nothing.
And he wants to say
what a
hi.
nice world.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what I told him. I told
Yeah.
him, don't
What a good daughter you are.
Yeah, that's true.
don't always think or don't always bring stuff. Like your presence, you coming to say hi is already a lot to me. And I told
And I
him,
think we had this discussion before I came because I was like, I feel so pressured because I feel like I have to bring things, and you said no, you just need to bring you. That's all.
Mm.
But it's because it's the eyes that you get when you don't bring something. You get what I mean?
I don't understand. How do they expect you to bring something? You're already coming from far.
Yeah. So I think it's also
There's
that.
a lot
So
of cost
you
already
kinda-
involved with
so
getting you here.
you have to prep yourself to say, okay, you know what, I won't mind. And it's not just and obviously I had to not go to some trips because I just felt like if I'm gonna go and I'm not able to give something, yeah, I'm just gonna feel bad. If I was being honest with myself, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna feel like this person looked at me this way. And sometimes you have to be honest with yourself because some people don't catch, some people catch, and you have to prep yourself. So I thought at this given moment, I wasn't ready. I didn't have the emotional bandwidth to deal with that. And maybe next time when I come, even if I don't come with anything, I've prepped myself to not be affected by that.
Yeah, you should have a thick skin.
Yeah,
You know?
do.
Yeah,
should,
you need to have a thick skin. Not everything everyone says or do should easily reach your emotional well-being.
Yeah.
So you must it's a skill. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, but I think over time with practice, like any other thing, you should be able to get it right.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I don't care how you look at me. I mean, I came here for one reason and that's it.
Yeah.
And also the power of cutting off people. Don't be afraid to cut people off. Really cut. People are not good for your peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's family.
But why do I always have that thing? Like if I cut this person off, why do I need them? Remember yesterday? Yesterday I had this person calling me constantly, and that person is a bad person.
Okay.
And I had this conversation with a friend on the phone, and I told her, no, this person has been calling me, and she even asked like, why is this person still calling you? and I told her I didn't want to be too direct,
Yeah.
going through corners, but I don't want to be direct because what if I need
No, no.
assistance one
In
day?
your cutting off, you don't have to be direct.
Yeah, you just
Ignoring
distance
is good
yourself.
enough.
Okay.
Yeah. People will get the message as long as they are mentally 100% okay. They will get it. Like, oh, why are you? Now I called you from another number. The next day you're picking up.
That's a sign.
That's a sign.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, I'm not advocating for you to tell someone that listen, I'm cutting you off. Eh?
Oh,
Yeah, because it's not only about not it's not only the fact that maybe you might need them
mm-hmm.
future, but it's a pain that you'd rather spare them of. Yeah,
That's fair.
they'll end up. What did I do? What did I not? No, no, no. You are also these now. It's a whole now. It's a whole debate now.
Yeah,
Yeah, and sometimes you don't need to want to go through everything.
yeah, that's true. Choose your battles.
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing would probably be getting the right money mindset because with black tax, it boils down to money. It boils down to services that need money. You know, it's always giving out. Um, what advice would you give to people that really? Some people don't have a choice. They do have a choice, but it's just difficult to say no. Like you said, they're probably breadwinners. They can't say no. How do you? What would you advise? Like, what are the
No,
just a few tips?
you must always
nuggets?
be able to say no.
Okay.
Always,
Okay.
But what if,
I think
it's
if
in a situation
you
well,
must
you
always
can't.
be able to say no.
like it's a single mother raising you guys, at least you made it out.
As a single mother.
It's a single mother
Uh-huh.
raising maybe 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
You're the firstborn, you made it out.
Okay.
and she's really struggling. Maybe
Because
she's
you know she was struggling.
I made it out. No, if I made it out, meaning I have all the money, right?
Not
not all the money. You're also struggling, but you can give back.
I can give back up to a certain extent. I can only maybe put you on my back up to a certain point.
Okay.
From there on, where I cannot, otherwise we all drown. Remember?
Yeah, going back.
Yes. And then people will be like, if you couldn't, you were just supposed to say no.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So imagine you assist,
Mhm.
and then maybe in just after assisting the next week or so, you are unable to maybe take care of your own responsibilities.
Okay.
Maybe there is no electricity at your house now,
That's a good point.
and your parent that was expecting you to pay. What will they come think of you? Will they say, "Oh, sorry, I understand that you helped us
No,
last
they
week"?
don't understand.
No, they won't understand.
Yeah.
They'll just be like,
how do you manage your money?
"How do you manage your money?
You're so terrible.
Like, how can you not have electricity? How is there no butter in the free? I mean, what is this?
Mm.
Because in everything you do, you must put yourself first.
I think that's a very good point.
Yeah, the only time that you start maybe reserving and you're in putting yourself first means you and your responsibilities. So if you have a child, that means it's you also. Yeah, so it doesn't mean now you have a child and you're putting yourself first. The child is going hungry, you're nowhere.
Uh-huh.
You know, if we are left on an island
Mhm.
and I don't have and there is one piece of bread left, you'd rather give it to your child because your child is part of you, came from you. It's your responsibility. If anything, if a child is found wandering in the streets of Windhoek, I always say this: the police will pick that child up and they might even open a case against the financially well-off parent. Say
Okay.
your child is on the street. Why? What's happening?
Yeah.
We're gonna put them into state protection,
Mhm.
and the state is gonna open a case against you.
Mm.
But the reverse cannot be said. If you are living in Windhoek, you are living lavishly. Every weekend you are spending, you are popping bottles in the club, while your parents are in the north. They don't even have macaroni or anything.
Yeah.
Legally, no one can come and take you on that. It's only that morally it will be incorrect.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's a matter of really knowing your boundaries, setting those boundaries,
Yeah.
even financially knowing that I can only go up to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Beyond that extent, I'm sorry, we are both gonna end up drowning. I can't. If I know I have a trip line, maybe set for next month or next week, not next month, next week, and you are asking me, no, give me a 2,000.
Yeah.
Knowing very well for that trip maybe an interview that I need to attend in another town. I can't give you the money and now go say yes, but what am I supposed to do? My younger brother needed that money or else he wasn't gonna have registration. Well, now you don't have an interview to attend to.
It's not even funny. It's just
Yeah, I think we just
because I even remember when I just started working, I was still part time, remember? And when Demo heard I was helping a friend out pay school fees. He went ballistics. And I couldn't understand at that moment because I wasn't money savvy. I was not smart at all. I was financially illiterate. Let me put it that way. And he couldn't understand. He said, what? Commitment for what? How many months? And I was 3 months into it. And he said, no, you better stop it right now.
That's true.
But now looking back, it almost like, seriously, why would I do that?
Okay, maybe elaborate more. What you used to do? What?
No. So it's that thing of you're not looking at, can I really afford it? This is because I'm working, I have money coming in, and
you want to be
so there's a need.
Yeah.
I want to be a good person. Let's see how that need is met. And on the other hand, you're like, I don't have your money. He'll remind you, but
Yeah.
you're paying
Yeah.
now. So yeah.
Yeah, but everything it depends really on on priorities also, If, say, for example, the money that maybe you have left is for savings, and this person needs money for registration, your savings can wait for a month,
Yeah.
Savings, for example, now maybe you say, okay, normally I have this money that I put into my, what do you call them?
Emergency fund.
Yeah, so you always weigh your options. You always know who you're doing the favor to, and you always assess, is it really worth it or not?
Oh yeah, that's
Do I really want to do this? If I don't do it, will this person go hungry?
Yeah.
Will this person, is it my problem? Yeah, is it my problem? Or is it one of those things that people just call you because they know, yeah, no, she must have and she must give.
Okay.
And also the thing is, if you don't learn to say no, or not no, but I don't have, people, you'll always be walked over.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So in conclusion, we would say setting boundaries is very, very vital for black tax, maintaining black tax. In as much as you don't have control over who's asking you or your situation, you can always kind of put a limit to it as to that fits your pocket. Obviously, don't overcommit to something that you can't commit for the long term, as well as if it's causing you peace and it's gonna really, take your step back, maybe reconsider and see how you can better manage or better align your goals. Yeah, and that's all from us with regards to black tax. We have touched on the boundaries and how to open up. Maybe if you need to speak to someone about black tax, probably speak to a friend. There are professionals out there that can help you with better managing your money and putting your money where it will really reap benefits for yourself, and put yourself first. Like Lynn has,
and put the cultural pressure.
yeah,
Must take a seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I found that in most cases it's because you don't want to seem unhelpful to your parents.
Yeah, that's true.
It also makes you feel good about yourself, knowing that you maybe are helping your uncle, or your mother, your father, or that maybe you're helping your sibling because your father asked you or your mother asked you, But all I'm saying is, remember, if you all drown, they will come back and point fingers at you.
Okay, Victoria, any last words? He has wrapped it. Okay, guys. Just a reminder, this is just our opinions. We are in no way financial advisors. We are simply sharing our experiences and the lessons we have learned through our lifetime. So please do feel free to contact a professional when you need financial advice. These are just open discussions regarding different topics. And till next time, thank you very much, guys, for joining me on this podcast. And it was lovely having you guys.
It was lovely being hosted by you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. Thank you. And please do like, subscribe, and comment. What are your thoughts? What are you experiencing? What black tax are you facing? What are the boundaries you have set? Maybe give us some tips on how we can better manage our money. Okay. And bye-bye for now. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.